Well, first let me say that when you're in sales, if you're not organized, you're not going to have very good success. I made a commitment a long time ago toward keeping myself organized because I've always believed that selling more than anything else is about follow-up. And that really leads me to one of my fundamental sales ideas is that anytime you talk to a customer or a prospect or somebody that you hope might be a prospect someday, the salesperson should always ask two questions after every contact, every attempt at contact, every activity. You should always ask yourself, what do I do next? And when do I do that? And then you need to have some sort of mechanism to store that. I've been using ACT, contact management software, for 25 years now. And I often tell people I couldn't run my life without ACT, let alone run my business in ACT, without ACT. And basically what I do is I have set up a contact record, a database record, for everybody that I'm selling to or hoping to sell to. All of the contact information is there. I keep my notes there, history of what I've sold them in the past, what we've talked about in the past. It's all there. And the other thing that ACT will let you do, with a couple of mouse clicks, you can schedule your follow-up activity. It might be a phone call, it might be an email, it might be an appointment. But with a couple of mouse clicks, I can tell ACT what I want to do next. I can select the day and the time if I want to do that thing. And then I mostly don't worry about it. I move on to whatever I'm doing next that day. And the way I use ACT, every morning, first thing I do every morning is fire up the computer, fire up ACT, and ask it to show me my calendar and task list for the day. So every day, ACT goes in and coordinates all of the things that I've said I want to do on this day. Some of them are already slotted into my schedule in terms of the time, if I have appointments or timed phone calls or something like that. On a typical day, there's a lot of follow-up calls that they didn't have to be scheduled for a particular time, but I see a list of all of those. I see my calendar in half-hour increments. The first thing I do every day is I slot the activities into the calendar, and within 10 minutes or so, I can pretty much tell you what I think I'm going to be doing on any given day. During the course of the day, I'm looking at my calendar, I'm looking at my task list with another mouse click, two mouse clicks actually. I can go from the calendar entry to the database record, and remember, that's where I keep all my notes, all my history, all the contact information. So let's say that I had made a note that I was going to call you today. I'd click on it, the database record would come up. I would review what I wanted to do and why. I would, let's say it's a phone call, I would call you. We would have, hopefully, the conversation I'm hoping to have. I would take notes, and then I would ask myself, okay, what do I do next? And when do I do that? So you see how the cycle continues? That's how I keep myself organized. And again, selling is about follow-up. So something like ACT or Salesforce.com or a paper-based diary like Daytimer or Dayrunner, what they are is follow-up machines. So you get yourself a follow-up machine and you'll probably not let too many things fall through the cracks.